Hello, it's me, and today we're going to learn all about axolotls. Do you want to know where they live or what they eat? Maybe even how they give birth? Well, stay tuned and you will find out. The first thing we're going to talk about is how they give birth. The axolotl is a neotenic salamander, which means that it keeps most of its larval features even into adulthood. It lives its whole life in water and it can't live on land at all. Axolotls are amphibians, so they do need to stay moist to survive. They are part of the wider group of animals known as tetrapods, which includes frogs, toads, and all of the animals that live both on land and in water. Like all amphibians, adult axolotls lay eggs, but their eggs aren't laid in nests like birds' eggs. Instead, the eggs are released into the water and just kind of float around. After fertilization, the eggs develop into tiny little axolotls in about 2 weeks. At this stage, they're not able to live independently. They remain in the water and they continue to develop over the next 6 to 8 weeks. At this point, they're big enough to look for food on their own, but some of them will still stay with their family group. Axolotls are unique because they reach sexual maturity without undergoing metamorphosis. Although they have external gills, they actually respire in a different way from fish. They use their skin to absorb oxygen from the water, and this allows them to live underwater all of their lives. The next thing we're going to talk about is what they eat. Baby axolotls are carnivorous, but as they get older, they become omnivorous. Their diet consists of small aquatic creatures such as worms and mollusks. Sometimes they also eat insects and small crustaceans. They use their sense of smell to help them find food. When they find something they like, they will suck it up with their powerful jaws. Now let's talk about where they live. The axolotl is found only in the lakes near Mexico City. There are several different species of axolotl and each one has a different color pattern. Some are brown, black, or green, while others are white, yellow, or pink. Most of them have spots or stripes, but there are also some that don't. The name axolotl comes from the Nahuatl word atlatl, which means water. This is appropriate because the axolotl spends its entire life in water. The axolotl is an endangered species. One of the main reasons for this is that its natural habitat has been destroyed by human activity. As more and more people move into the area where the axolotl lives, their water supply becomes polluted. This makes it harder for the axolotl to find food and also increases the number of predators that are attracted to the lakes. The next thing we're going to talk about is what species they are. The axolotl is a member of the genus Ambystoma. There are about 10 different species of axolotl, but they are all very similar in appearance. The axolotl is the only species in its genus that does not undergo metamorphosis. This means that it keeps many of its larval characteristics throughout its life, such as its external gills. The axolotl is sometimes called the Mexican walking fish, but this is a bit misleading. It is not a fish at all, but rather a type of salamander. Salamanders are amphibians. Salamanders are amphibians, which means that they can live both on land and in water. Most salamanders can live their whole lives in water, but they still need to stay moist to survive. This is why you often see them near ponds or streams. Now let's talk about what their young ones are called. Like most other animals, baby axolotls are called pups. However, when they reach sexual maturity, they are called adults. There is a specific name for male and female axolotls. The next thing we're going to talk about is the difference between male and female axolotls. Axolotls are usually born with external gills. These are feathery structures that are used to breathe underwater. External gills are also used by some fish to breathe, but fish gills are located inside their bodies. Axolotls also have internal gills. These are located inside their bodies and they help the axolotl get oxygen from the water. Unlike most salamanders, axolotls do not lose their gills as they grow up. This is why they are sometimes called walking fish, because they breathe through their skin. Axolotls need to stay moist at all times. They cannot survive on land. Unlike most salamanders, if an axolotl dries out, its skin will begin to shrivel and it will die. Axolotls live in lakes, ponds, and canals. They prefer slow-moving or still water. In the wild, axolotls typically eat small aquatic animals such as worms, insect larvae, and small fish. In captivity, they can be fed a diet of earthworms, bloodworms, and fish flakes. And now you know a lot about axolotls. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Until next time.